This is Eventide Spring for Mac, Windows, and iOS, a classic reverb effect modeled from the sound and character of spring reverbs found in guitar amplifiers popularized by surf, garage, and rockabilly music. In this video, we'll navigate the plugin, which is the same for Mac, Windows, and iOS. Both versions have the same exact features, but the layout is slightly different in terms of where the preset bar resides, as well as the active, hot switch, and tap tempo buttons. Spring comes with a variety of factory presets to get you started, but it's also easy to save your own by hitting the save button. The iOS version also allows you to import and export presets here. The Mix Lock button enables a global mix value that will be the same on every preset that is loaded. This is especially useful on an effect return track where the mix should always be set to 100. Compare allows you to toggle between the current settings and the last saved or loaded preset. This allows you to tweak as you please and return to the original settings for comparison. Compare is not available on iOS, so be sure to save your tweaks as a user preset. The Info button opens the user guide. The Verb Mix knob sets the wet-dry mix between the reverb and tremoloed dry signal. If the tremolo is set to pre, this controls the wet-dry mix between the spring reverb and the tremoloed dry signal, and Verb Mix will be displayed. If tremolo is set to post, then this controls the wet-dry mix between the tremoloed spring reverb and the unaltered dry signal, in which case mix will be displayed. The decay is the reverb in seconds or note-based if tempo sync is in sync or manual. Tension controls the tension of the springs, and number of springs sets the number of springs in the tank, mixing in 1 to 3 springs. Low damping sets the damping frequency for the low end. High damping sets the damping frequency for the high end. Tank type sets the type of spring tank being used, from small to large. The Tremolo Pre-Post button places the tremolo before or after the spring reverb. As stated before, when in pre-mode, the mix control only affects the reverb signal. Tremolo will still be applied. The Tremolo Intensity knob sets the depth of the tremolo, and the Speed knob sets the speed of the tremolo in hertz, or note-based if tempo sync is in sync or manual. The modulation level mixes in modulation for a nice chorusing effect. Resonance sets the amount of metallic resonance at the high damping frequency. The tempo switch controls the tempo mode of the plugin. When off, the decay is in milliseconds and tremolo rate is in hertz. When in sync mode, the decay and tremolo rate will sync to the tempo of your DAW session. When in manual mode, the decay and tremolo rate will sync to a tempo you set by manually dragging the BPM up or down or using the tap tempo button. If tempo sync is in off mode, repeatedly pressing tap will update the decay value in seconds. The hot switch allows you to instantaneously toggle between two settings for any combination of knobs and gain controls, allowing you to quickly jump between two different sounds. To program the hot switch, click and hold the hot switch until the light ring around it begins to blink. When the light ring is blinking, set the controls to the desired setting. When you're done, press the hot switch button again to exit programming mode. Now pressing the hot switch toggles between the off state and programmed values. Active turns the effect on or off. Note that active CC2, hot switch CC3, and tap CC4 can be toggled via MIDI continuous control messages. Consult the user guide for more info. Last but not least, the most fun feature is the ribbon. The ribbon allows for the dynamic modification of several knobs at once. By programming left and right ranges for any knob, the ribbon lets you morph between settings by clicking anywhere in the ribbon and moving the electric arc back and forth. To program it, click on the white dot at the tip of any knob and drag it to the desired setting for the left-hand side of the ribbon. You will see a blue arc from the initial position to the new position. Clicking on the blue dot at the opposite side of the arc will allow you to adjust it to the desired position. To clear the ribbon programming for any knob, simply right-click on the dot at either end of its arc or move the dots on top of each other. Alternatively, the ribbon can be programmed by pressing the button on the left or right side of the ribbon and then moving any knob to its desired ribbon position for that side. The ribbon programming can also be cleared by right-clicking the button on either side of the ribbon. Additionally, the ribbon responds to CC1, allowing you to use the modulation wheel on a MIDI controller to move many knobs at once. Guitarists will love the revered surfer vibe, but all creative musicians will find that Spring also makes any synthesizer, drum, or vocals stand out in a mix. Mac and Windows users download the fully functional 30-day demo from EventideAudio.com. iOS musicians can find Spring on the App Store. We hope you enjoy Spring. Be sure to check out Eventide's other iOS offerings, as well as our desktop, stomp box, and rack mount effects.